cleaned out the fridge and the pantry for the pigs today. We've been on vacation for a couple of days, so we're gonna go feed the pigs and the goats and the 2 calves all this leftover moldy bread and some fruit. And poor Duke's standing here, he really wants something, and I gave him a strawberry to see if he'd like it. He's still trying to decide. He's sniffing it. So the piggies will have fun though. Stepped up. Piggy, piggy, piggy! Come here, piggy, piggy, piggies! Okay. Hang on, Gobble. Would you like a strawberry? Sound good? Huh? Some moldy bread. Hey, Lou. Come here, princess. Want some strawberries? You can gobble. These are your favorites. All the same stuff, buddies. Oh, that's all I got, girl. That's all we got. Super flies. We did not approve of the strawberry. He's not big on people food. Not really. I'm so pretty. I'm so pretty. We'll get you a dog bone, okay? We'll get you a dog bone. Okay, so now I've had some dinner. And I'm gonna do my little evening checks. It's 6:30, but it's probably gonna be dark here pretty quick. So we're gonna get them done, aren't we, Duke? Are you happy that Mom's home? He doesn't really care. We go on vacation and our farm sitter is so good that I think you're a little disappointed when I come home. Does Miss Sammy spoil you? Does she spoil you? I think she does. I think she does. She's the best. He's been kind of a wild man though, so I think he missed me. The cats, Hank specifically, have now been evicted from the barn because, number one, I didn't know, but Jeremy pointed out to me that they had chewed through the antenna that we had for the TV in there. And Hank unwound an entire roll of paper towels yesterday after we got home to show me his displeasure. He did. This guy's never mad. Yeah. Are ya? That's never mad, Bobby. He's not. He's so sweet. He's so good. But yeah, so they've been evicted from the barn. He just wants some snuggles. He just wants some snuggles. I know. So we're gonna start breeding the girls here pretty soon. I know. I feel good. I feel good. Yes. Okay. Now I'll have nose goo all over me. You're just the happiest bear. I'm just the happiest bear. So, we're gonna start breeding the girls soon. October 10th is the first day that I'm gonna be comfortable breeding them. That will put us around March 3rd. Between March 3rd and March 8th for kids if somebody were to breed on the 10th. I'm trying something a little bit different with my breeding schedule this year. I am just going to breed the girls as they come into heat. I'm not going to pair them up, and I'm not going to spread them out necessarily. So if we're done by mid-November, that will be great. It means we'll be done by end of April with kidding. There's some pros and cons to that. This year, all my girls were bred in March and April except one, and that was Cece. She was bred for May. And I really liked that we got the breeding kind of done and it didn't take up a ton of time, because the year before I had spread out and did like 2 girls in March, 2 girls in April, 2 girls in May, and then I had, or maybe 1 in April, 1 in May, 1 in June, 1 in July. And it took forever to get through kidding season. And I don't like to leave if I have girls that are close to kidding. Like I said, my farm sitter is awesome, but I hate to put that pressure on her. So that was kind of a pain. So we kind of like to go places and to constantly be in like every 2 or 3 weeks not be able to go anywhere, and then to have brand new babies was kind of frustrating. So look at these guys, they're much more interesting. Hi Bagel. Hang on, we'll fill up your water. Let's fill up your water. You guys have had all the snacks that there are today. You have. Mom has to come in and get your bowls. You dragged them out. You did. Guinea pig. You're so noisy. You're so noisy. You are. Kind of a drama pig. Are you a drama pig? Oh, rotten pig. Well, rotten pig. So last year I bred like all my girls pretty close together, and I only bred 5 goats. So I had 8 does, and I only bred 5 of them, and I bred them 2 in March. Really, they were March and April, and by the second week of April we were done until May, and then I had one that hit it in May, and that was TC. She had the twins. This guy is in so much trouble. Guys, an entire roll of paper towels. Unrolled all of it and shredded it in the floor. Yes, we're on Mommy's bad list now. And Shrub is really mad that she can't get in the barn. This is why we can't have nice things, Hank. So we're gonna go in here and move their bowls really quick. I really don't want to smell like Buck, but you do what you gotta do. Come on, Pego. Come on, Pego. Hi, buddy. Hi. Uncle Peg. See, Uncle Peg. Hi, Tune. Hi, Tuners. You're so good. You're so good, Pego. Mom didn't bring any food. These ridiculous people. So stinky. So we're gonna try to avoid them. So yeah, that's what I did this year, and I really liked that for kidding. The only downfall was that I had 5 goats in milk pretty much all at the same time, and I just didn't do very well with that, to be honest. I struggled with yeah, you guys spread your bowls too far from the fence. You did, Toonie Pig. She has become such a little snuggle bug. Like most cooties. This is what I love so much about this breed of pig. Like, there just aren't enough good things to say about them. Okay, sorry. The stinky boys are coming. We've snuck in here. I thought these 2 goobers, oh, Gobbles just noticed me. Getting too worked up. Y'all are gross. Bean, why is your tail... Are you poopy? Oh, you are. Why, buddy? Why with the poop? We'll worm him again. He may have just eaten something that upset his stomach, but with him and Link both having runny poop, that probably is what the problem is. We will go ahead and worm them tomorrow. The reason why I'm going to leave it for a day is because they were just wormed. They didn't have muddy poop yesterday. And like neither of them are underweight and their color has been fine. Like when I left, their color was fine. So I'm going to leave it for a day. And if our poop hardens back up, that means they probably just got into something out here that they shouldn't have been eating. And it's just upset their stomach. But if we still have soft poop tomorrow, we'll go ahead and check color and worm them. And also, they just ate a bunch of moldy bread, and that may have just got them. Kind of sad. Okay, Hank the cat, we gotta go check on the goats, the other goats. You're so bad. He really started fighting Shrub a lot. They've just been fighting a whole lot, and I never really had cats, so I don't really know how much of that is just playing, and how much of it is he's a tomcat and he's starting to get an attitude and it's just time to get neutered so that we're not a stink. So with all the girls being in milk kind of all at once, I didn't start milking until late. Like school was basically almost out before I started milking because I couldn't do it gradually. I couldn't milk 2 goats. I was like thinking in my head, it's not what I had to do, but thinking in my head I had to milk them all and 5 goats in April, or 4 I guess in April. It just didn't work. So I ended up not starting milking until the very end of the year when I started weaning babies, and it just probably wasn't best because we didn't get the good production like we would have if I had started milk sharing when the babies were 2 or 3 weeks old, which is what I would typically do. So even though I enjoyed the breeding all being together, wasn't exactly super responsible with it. So my goal this year is to be more responsible. And I'm also going to try something that I have not really tried before, which honestly shouldn't be that difficult. Guys, breeding season. Poppy's obviously in heat at this point. She's always vocal, but it's a little extreme, guys. A little loud, babe. It's a little loud. We have wasted all the hay that we put out this morning. So try to be responsible, and then what I'm gonna try to do, oh, we're in heat. I don't know if you could see how like her tail was wagging really fast. That's what we call flagging. That right there. That's because my hands smell a little bit like boy goat. See about this one, who's being super noisy. Not super interested, so we're just maybe being a little loud. Which is fine. What about you? You can see they're not interested, but she's following me around. And my hands don't smell very strongly of buck because I didn't pet one, I petted the pigs. iPad. Got her head stuck in the fence twice while I was gone. She's gonna have to have the crown of shame again if she doesn't do better. Pretty interested. Yep. A little bit of flagging. Oh, Daisy. And about you. You haven't been yelling, so I don't think you're in heat. This one's following me around though. Yeah. So I'm going to try to avoid breeding when their due dates would be around spring break and around the Easter holidays. We're getting off for Easter this year. Like for Good Friday, we always get Sunday off. We're getting Good Friday off for the first time this year. And I'm really excited about that. So I'm going to try to make sure that I'm not going to have babies due around that time. So that if we want to go somewhere on days that I already have off, then that would be great. So because I work for a school, even though I have like big holiday breaks, I can't take, like I don't get typical days off like people do, because we have, like most people do with their job, because we have such big long breaks, which makes sense. And for teachers it makes a lot of sense because they have to hire a sub. I know, don't eat my hair. I didn't hire a sub for me, but hi baby. So always try to have to be able to use breaks when I can. And the problem with kidding in the spring is that you have spring break and you have other holidays, and there have been years where we couldn't go anywhere over spring break. I couldn't go to visit my parents. I couldn't go on a vacation. Hello, sweetie. Because I had babies due. And so this year my goal is to not have kids due anytime around breaks, which is kind of bad because it means that we may go into late April, early May for kidding, but we'll see. It may not work. It may be that they all go in heat in that week span, in that kind of 10-day window, but we'll see. And because Daisy is so hard to get bred, probably the first time that I notice that she's in heat, we will try to breed her. And my hope this year is that I won't have to milk all the goats. When you have Nigis, a lot of times you have to milk everybody to get, you know, a good amount of milk for things like cheese and soap and those kind of things. Alright, I'm gonna walk out of this barn because this is crazy. Let's walk out here. Let's put the slide back up. So we'll see how that goes and how my plan works. And my plan right now is to just breed them as they come into heat. So after October 10th, starting October 10th, if they're going into heat, I'm gonna try to breed them. The hope is that I don't have two in heat on the same day that I want to breed by the same buck. Our bucks should be able to handle that fine too, but sometimes they get distracted. Sometimes it just doesn't work, and I would rather breed one at a time. Just because that's easier for me to remember, and then they're not due on the same day. But my luck will be they'll all be in heat on the same day. All in the 10-day period that I don't want to breed them. See if Padme will go down the slide. Poppy. Zelda kind of likes to play the part of the buck when other girls are in heat. It's really funny, so she'll chase him around. I hope that you've enjoyed this quick, just a little update and a little conversation about what we're going to do as far as breeding. You know, just to be clear, goats have a 5-month gestation, and so that's why we're breeding October, November for March, April babies, maybe December for some May babies. I don't like for my girls to have babies when it's super hot because the disease, they just get infections a little bit easier, flies are worse, and I don't want to have babies when it's super cold. So if it's going to be, goats do fine in the cold, but when you're talking about a wet baby at 15 degrees, Poppy just knocked the slide off. I just am not comfortable with that. I would rather have, you know, at least somewhere around freezing or above temperatures. I also don't want to hang out in the barn when it's that cold and deliver goat babies. And so that's my plan. Nigerians you can breed year round, and so there are a lot of people who breed for fall babies, and I don't do that because I don't like to milk through the winter. Now if you want to have milk year round, that's the great thing about Nigis, is that you can spread them out. So you can have some spring, you can breed in the fall to have spring babies, and then breed in the spring for fall babies, and then you have 2 sets of goats and you have milk year round. If we were homesteading full time, I would probably do that because I have enough girls to do that, so we would have milk year round. But because I'm working full time and Jeremy's working full time, it's just hard for me with my job to balance getting up and milking every morning or in the evenings or whatever I want to do, because there's so much going on. Like I was gone Thursday and Friday because we went on our little vacation, which is important, and being chewed on, sorry. I didn't leave work until 4:30 today, and that was just because I needed to catch up, and that's not always work. Sometimes it's just literally reaching out and touching my team and making sure that I've not missed anything major. Those kind of things. My job's just kind of one of those that you don't really ever know. You have a schedule and things, but sometimes it's busier than other times. And I would not have wanted today to come home and milk. Like I already didn't want to do that. So, and it's going to be dark here at 5 o'clock, probably in a month. It's probably not how I'm going to want to spend the 1.5 to 2 hours of daylight. And then we're going to start putting out hay probably in late November. We've got a lot of grass this year. We did so much better with rotational grazing with our cows this year. Less cows, which is nice. That's why I'm bouncing. So we shouldn't have to start feeding hay until later, but that means when I come home from work at 3:30, I am putting on coveralls and putting out hay for an hour. And at least one day a week. And so it's just balance about enjoying it and not feeling worn out by it. So that's why I don't split my breeding up. That's why we breed in the summer. And I've also found, oh, bonk. That's in the head. I'm sorry. Babies sell better in the summer. I was done. Babies were sold in the first few weeks of August this year. I sold every baby that I wanted to sell this year. That's never happened. I've always had my late babies through the next spring, and I'm selling 8 to 12 month old bucklings as pets because I can't get rid of them. And I sold, we had 3 sets of twin boys. So 6, I had 7 boys this year, 7 bucklings, and I sold all of them. Almost all of them went as pets, which was great. So, as wethers, so neutered males. You're so pretty. Hi. We're buddies now, aren't we? You're kind of like your mom. You love pets, but you want to be the only one. So Mom will forgive you for getting your head stuck while Sammy was here. Sorry, it's so backlit. So that was a lot easier and a lot better, and that meant going into winter with some more money to buy feed and hay and supplements and different things. And so that just allows you know, me a little bit more wiggle room with some projects for them. So my last thing is to sell Princess when we sell our other calves, and hopefully get a little bit more money that will make it through until we sell babies again next year. Still got a mosquito. She's just sitting here. So that's why I like to breed in the spring. Those are just things that work better for me. I don't like babies when it's super hot, but if you live in a cold climate, you may want babies in June and July, because that may be the only time that it's pretty consistently warm. So we won't breed Padme this year. She's too young, aren't ya? We'll breed her next year. And I've had fall babies, so Cece came to me bred for September babies. And so that's why she's been kind of so late in the cycle the last few years, because I've been trying to shift her to spring. So this year she'll be on cycle with everybody else, which will be good. I know. Oh my gosh. She's gonna be so good. She's so calm. She's a stinker. But she's a lot like her mom. She's got her mom's personality, which I like. Duncy bunny. So, I hope this was helpful. Probably wasn't, because I was rambling. But hope you enjoyed hanging out with the babies tonight and seeing everybody. Don't forget to like and comment and subscribe to the channel and ring the little notification bell so that you know every time I put out a new video. And we'll see you guys